Hey everyone, my name is Samantha and welcome back to Blacklisted Technology.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Blacklisted Technology. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to create tech opportunities. A lot of people are applying for jobs and they're not quite sure why they're not receiving the jobs, and maybe they're just posting on job boards. So we have Kaylee here today to explain her method she uses and what has worked for her. So Kaylee, what's your opinion on creating tech opportunities for yourself?
So my first thing is you can't just do what everybody else is doing. I mean, there's millions of people out there who are doing the same thing. They're making a killer resume and they're dropping it on those they're looking at those job boards and they're dropping on everyone that looks good. And that's probably what you're doing as well. And the problem is you're just a drop in the bucket. And even as Sam mentioned, a lot of time that initial is just algorithms looking for highlighted keywords on your resume. If you don't have enough in it, they won't even see you. Even if yours is picked up, then you still have to go through a couple other steps before they even think about calling you. So you really have to create the opportunities themselves. So yeah, I would stay away from the job boards, and you have to do some like old-fashioned networking.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, especially what you said about, most of these job boards are just algorithms. That's why, when I was looking for a job, I felt kind of insane because I literally messaged like every single hiring manager in like every company in Phoenix or even in California. And I feel like that's almost what you have to do. Like a ton of them won't reply, but it actually only took one of them to reply. And then I ended up creating a connection and getting a job offer. Ultimately, I didn't end up going with the offer, but it was just the fact that by thinking of ways to create a human connection is going to be, most beneficial when it comes to getting a job. Because if you're reaching out to individuals saying, hey, I'm struggling, can you help me? It's going to be better than just applying on the job boards.
Right. A lot of times people ask me, how do you meet these people then? Because I feel the good fortune that I've had a lot of interviews that have went well and a lot of job offers in this field and previous fields.
Yeah.
And you have to meet these people, but where do I meet them? So I break it down to a little more of a science. I break it down to, first of all, focus on what your passion is and, go to conferences, go to anything that interests you in that field. So just put yourself out there, but don't go there looking for a job. So it sounds really counterintuitive, like they do with like Taoism, do but not do. So really though, what it is just, you're just going to meet people and you're letting them know your passion and you're showing that. And you just keep focusing on learning and growing your own skills. And it truly does come. So I know it's hard to believe, but I'll give a little background on 2 of the job offers I got. And at that time, I actually was not looking for a job. Mm-hmm. So one of them was just a friend of a friend. I was just talking to her. She was working on an app. I was like, oh, cool. I love the language she was using. I was like, I'd love to help out. So I was helping her a little. And before I knew it, she's like, wait, our company actually is really needing engineers. And I was like, slow down.
Yeah, you're like, I know a person. Yes. It's me.
So she insisted I send my resume over. And I did go through the whole interview process, but I did get an offer for that one. Mm-hmm. And then similar, another place, it was actually a previous employer. And it was somebody on LinkedIn, not even somebody I had met personally, but they worked in the tech department. They were posting about some new software they were working on. Mm-hmm. And I was just excited. So like I said before, I was just following my passion. Yeah. And I was focusing on that. I didn't reach out to him because I wanted a job. I was just like, that's interesting. And I told him that. And so we ended up having this long conversation, back and forth on LinkedIn, just talking about software, what language they chose, why they chose it, how are they planning on doing it, Mm-hmm. And before I knew it, he was like, hey, send your resume over. And I'm like, oh no, why? And I finally did. And I went through their interview process and got a job offer. And it really just takes, you got to put yourself out there and you just need to keep going after, follow your heart. Yeah. Even though it sounds cheesy, but I admit to still going to the job boards sometimes, but I don't have much luck there either.
Yeah, no, I think what I got out of, our conversation is that when you're going to conferences or even when you're talking to people, it's important not to go in with, I want a job. It's important to go in, hey, I'm interested about this. what do you know about it? Can we have a
Yeah.
conversation? So
Yeah.
more so go into the conventions and go to meetups with curiosity. And, you know, even right now I'm in sales. A lot of, you know, the tactic we use to sell is to be curious about the client. Like,
Yeah.
you know, how is your current, you know, business process? What do you plan on for the future?
Yeah.
And by engaging in these conversations, I feel like that leads to opportunity, not going in with a, I want a job.
That's an amazing point.
Yeah.
I think it really does come down to the soft skills. And yeah, don't be so aggressive and just go everywhere. Just, I'm looking for a job. Just go somewhere, have a conversation with people. It's amazing. I mean, you'll meet somebody at the grocery store, and yes, I've had this happen. I met somebody at the grocery store, talked to them, and just had a great conversation. And then at the very end, they're like, because we were talking about something that related to something. Anyway, they're like, and what do you do? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm a software engineer.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, they were like, oh, well, I actually have a cousin who works at this company, and they're desperately. And so it's just like, it's amazing when you just talk to people. Well, thanks everybody for joining us here. If you are looking for one of those places to come and network, get to know people, anything, you can check out Women Who Code. It's a great meetup and it's just a great group. I'm actually the director for Phoenix here, so just check us out at womenwhocode.com or go to meetup.com and look for Women Who Code.
And like she said, make sure to check that out. Also, make sure to check out Blacklisted website, which is black-listed.technology, as well as our iOS app, Blacklisted. Thank you guys so much, and
Thanks.
we enjoyed our conversation. Bye.